And it's weird because a lot of the times they don't really care about you, the person. They just care about what you can bring them, the eyes that you can have on them, the things that comes with being with you, like the way that they look because they were able to get you. And I also feel like in the society when it comes to like the dating and especially in the entertainment industry and when it comes to like the celebrities or whatever, women's looks is what men's money is. So that's the trade. A lot of the times you get the beautiful wife, she gets the money. And some of us, just because we look like this, don't mean that we care. I don't care about money. Like that's not a trade for me. I want the person. Like I want to know who you are. I want to get to know you. And a lot of the times I feel like a lot of people use those things to get in there, but they don't really care about everything else. And then the relationships end up not working out because you don't really care about the person. You just want whatever it is that you can get from them. That's a part of society I don't want to participate in. I don't want to. I want somebody to like me for real. Like not like looking at me or like the idea of being with me. And I feel like I got a lot of that. A lot of people that just like the idea of being with me. But when it came down to it, when I start talking, when I open my mouth and start talking about different things, it's like, you're not who I thought you was. And not even just that, it's like people expect you to act a certain way when you look a certain way. And they expect you to be interested in certain things. And when you know something, when you got knowledge, it's like it be catching them off guard, like, oh, like you smart. I didn't really want that. I didn't want really a smart girl. I wanted a pretty girl. Like you don't have to like it's okay if you're smart, but you don't have to like talk to me. I just want to look
Right.
at
They
you.
start feeling intimidated at that point.
Right. Then it's like, oh, you too much. Because then they realize that you're not enticed by the money, you're not enticed by the material thing. So that means they have to actually be a good person. So they be intimidated by it. It makes dating really weird because I get a lot of that. Like I have guys to say, I want to get to know you, but all they do is compliment me all day. They don't ask no questions. It's just you so pretty, you're gorgeous, your eyes, this like poems. I get ballads, I get poetry, but nobody asking me no questions about who I am. And so it makes it weird. So that's why a lot of the times, like, and I get the when guys get in my DMs and I get the wow, like you responded. Like, yeah, but I'm not going to after this because you said that. Like now I'm not gonna talk to you because you said that. But yeah, I feel like the some of the pros are like Van said, the access that you have to things that maybe you wouldn't have had if you didn't look a certain type of way. And then when it comes to dating, like you have more access, basically access to things. But I also feel like there are also things like I guess you could say minor things. I feel like when you look a certain type of way, people are willing to believe you more, like you're trustworthy because a beautiful person wouldn't lie to me. They lie to
Them the ones I be looking at the most like,
exactly. They lie the
no.
most. Like people trust you more. They're more likely to talk to you. And also people be wanting access to you too. And like don't let you be quiet and like you a loner. You say to yourself, people be offended because you don't give them access to you. And it's like, what am I am to people? I never understood this. Like growing up, it's like, what is this really? What am I? Am I like entertainment for you? Like what like I've never been able to make sense of that. Like you just want somebody around to look at. What is
It's
that?
like it makes them feel some type of way. Like imagine being able to go to the Grammys and you're surrounded by celebrities.
Right.
You're not a celebrity, but you're in
Right.
close proximity to a celebrity. and you know this celebrity, even though you don't really know shit about this celebrity other than their name, you
Right.
know other people like them, and it makes them feel like they're somebody just because they're in the same circle
That is
as
so
you. And it's
weird
like,
because you're not for real.
right. It's like, how does what I do affect you?
Exactly. That's imaginary. Like you're not really like if you made it off of the fact that you're friends with somebody, I ain't trying to make it like that because that could be easily taken away from you. But I guess some people are okay with just that gratification, that immediate gratification, and that's enough for them. But it just always was so weird to me. It's like the way that our society treats people that they deem beautiful, because of course you gotta fit a certain prototype. And my privileges only go but so far because my complexion. So yeah, people think that I'm beautiful, but at the same time I'm dark skinned. So some people gonna pass because it's like, yeah, you pretty, but your skin is dark, so I'm a pass.
That famous quote, "You're pretty for a dark skinned girl."
Exactly. Like it's weird. All of it has always been weird to me as a kid. And I feel like for Zuri's character, um, a lot like how I was growing up. Like I hated the attention. I hated being put on the spot. Look at this girl. Everybody come look at her. Look at this girl. Why can't you be like this girl? Or why you hanging with those girls? You can go far. Like you don't even know me. It just used to be a lot of weird stuff that adults used to do. And I feel like for Zuri's character, I kind of expressed some of my experiences through her. Like just getting random people coming up to you saying certain things to you, getting treated like, I don't know, like a circus act. Like everybody just want to look. Like do something. Don't just stand there. Do something. Sing, dance. You look good. Do something so I can be entertained. It's weird. Like it was always
It
so weird to
is.
me. Like, and she's a character that doesn't like it. The pageant, she only does them because that's her mom's dream. Her mom's dream was to be Miss USA. And she never was able to do it because she chose to be a doctor. So now she's trying to live out her dreams through her daughter. And Zuri doesn't really like having to get on stages and do these things that she doesn't like doing. So her and her mom has that's the conflict between the two of them. She wants her mom to see her as a person, basically. Like, I'm not just this thing that you can mold and to be the girl that you want it to be. You chose this life for a reason, so let me choose mine. But at the same time, she's young. She doesn't really know how to stand up for herself yet. So in order to keep down confusion, she'll just go along with what her mom wants. Like she'll speak up at first. She gets some pushback. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't want to argue. I'll do it. But at the same time, she still is holding on to her dreams. But I feel like some of the things that she's experienced for her own family, like they're just expecting her to want to do certain things because she's a hall and you're supposed to do this. This is your duty. And all she wants to do is create. She just wants to create, and like nobody takes it seriously. So the next question is, what are the cons of pretty privilege? And I guess I'll go first since she went first last time, unless you want to go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
Um, Basically a lot of what I was saying, like always feeling like you're there for other people's enjoyment. Like it's this weird thing. Like they just you can just sit pretty. I just want to look at you type of thing. That is has always been weird to me. But it's like you're there for other people's enjoyment. And they expect you to act a certain way when you don't play like the pretty girl role. people be confused, like, why do you have a personality? Why do you know things? I didn't ask for that. Like, I just want you to look nice. Like, it's weird. And like, it's like you're not even really a person. You're just like a possession. You're something that people want to put in different spaces because it gets them attention. Um, and they don't really care about who you are for real. And it's a lot of people who are very much okay with that. They okay with being that trophy. They're okay with being that like entertainment or whatever for people. But I've just never been like that. I hate it. I always hated it. But also you get unwanted advances. And I know that all women, we all experience that, but I feel like when you're deemed beautiful by society standard, it's at a bigger level, and you're always put into uncomfortable situations with people. And when it comes to men, like there's always like every time you go somewhere, they trying to holler at you, they want to try to talk to you. It's a lot to deal with, to have to like deal with always somebody always wanting something from you basically, and it is always some ill intention, so you kind of don't have to trust people. That's why I feel like a lot of girls who pretty girls are mean, and also people like when you mean, they want you to be mean. It's weird, like they be want you to be mean, like you so nice.
They want a challenge. They want a challenge that they can accept because they
Yeah,
feel like if you're mean and you become nice to them, or they can get a different side of you, a different type of reaction out of you, then it's I did that. I got
right.
that reaction out of them.
Right, that's so weird to me. Plus, there's sexual assault. Like, I do feel like I said, all women experience this, not invalidating nobody else's experiences, but I feel like we get a lot more people just being weird to us and like expecting, okay, this comes with being pretty. Also, sex. They sexualize you. They expect you to be sexy or always exude that energy, and they look at you like in a sexual way always. Like it's like I've been in situations where I would be chilling with guys or whatever, and then they every time I'm with them, it's always sex, and it's like, bro, why is it always like this? And I've been told a lot that you just have a strong sex appeal, and it's like, but I'm not that don't that what does that have to do with anything if I'm not
Right. Like
interested
I'm
in
not
it?
trying to push that out to you.
Exactly. It's like, and then I feel like a lot of men be thinking that we do it on purpose. It's like you want me to pay you attention because look how you dress, look what you got on, like look at your body, like
And I
you
feel like that goes both like when it comes to pretty privilege, I feel like it's not saying like things happen more, but
yeah,
more on the lines of like a different level, if that makes
yeah,
sense. So
yeah,
like people who are not conventionally attractive, stuff happens to
yeah.
them,
Ex-
and it can
exactly.
get more, in a sense, more violent because they aren't conventionally attractive, because it's
Right.
like, how dare you turn me down, or
Turn me
how
down,
dare
right.
you act like this. And then for those with pretty privilege, it's like, I gave you a compliment, this is what you wanted, I
Exactly.
know this is what you like, so why not? And it's like, it's the same thing, it's just like
Like,
on different levels, for lack of a better word.
right, yeah. That's what I was trying to say, basically.
And
Like,
it's like wild. Like, no, it's just a lose
lose
situation. Like
situation.
the only not only cons, but cons I definitely see is when I mentioned earlier, having pretty privilege can kind of get you in that door,
Yeah.
but once you're in that door, you're not taken seriously because you thinking you're getting an opportunity to
Right.
prove yourself. You're getting an opportunity to grow. When in actuality, they just brought you there to be a trophy in that space,
Exactly.
and you're not actually getting the opportunities to show off the skills that you actually have to actually
Exactly.
move forward in whatever it is that you're trying to move forward with, because nobody's taking you seriously. They're like, you're just a pretty face. What do you
Right.
know? And then when you do
Exactly.
know something, now instead of it being acknowledged or appreciated, now it's a threat,
It's a
because now
threat.
you're pretty and you're smart,
And you smart, right.
and we let you in this space based off your looks. But now that we know you actually do know how to do something, we don't need that. We're not gonna have that, and now they're gonna kick you out because now you're competition.
Or like they make the situation like so uncomfortable for you because it's like you're basically you're a piece of meat. I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say, none of these ideas you come up with is important to me. You just need to look good. And then if it's like you push back, it's I can do this, I'll do this to you, I'll do that to you, I'll tell people this, I'll tell people that, or they expect you to have sex with them as well. Like people who give you opportunities, they expect for you to pay them back with sex a lot of the times. And it's like, bro, I'm not here for this. Like we really trying to show our talents and trying to be who we are in certain spaces or whatever, but people want to keep you in that box. They don't want you to be talented. They don't want you to be smart. They want to keep you in that box. Like you're supposed to be the clueless, the vapid, the ignorant, pretty girl. And they want play your role basically. It's always a play your role type of thing.
And when you do play that role, you will actually see a whole different world open up to you. If you When you play dumb, you get
Yep.
so much stuff exposed to you that you probably shouldn't even know. And you could actually end up climbing up a certain ladder just by playing
Just by
dumb.
playing
And
dumb.
but again, that's also a very dangerous situation. But they really do be wanting you to sit there in that little box and just pretend. They don't want the
Right.
competition. They don't want you to do anything. They just want you to sit there and look good.
Right. You waiting for your opportunity. They never giving them to you. Like you said, unless you're playing dumb, unless you is just okay. Because we see it all the time. Like we do see it on like movies and shows like that, but that stuff be real life. The girls who play that role, they be getting up there. They get up there, then
And
you get that switch, and they talking about something different, and now everybody like, but you was just now a hoe, or you was just now doing this. What you talking about now?
and
I
then like you mentioned earlier, as far as like with not being able to trust, because then you have those certain type that want to, like we mentioned earlier, be in the vicinity of you
mm-hmm.
so that they can get the same privileges or just ride your coattail to see where it goes. And the whole time they can't stand you. They don't like
They
you.
don't like you.
They just want what you have around you. And it's like,
Yeah, it's
why
weird.
bother? But I mean, the same could go for others, but it for pretty privilege is definitely one of those like mean girl type of
Yeah,
environments.
yeah, definitely, especially like in the entertainment industry. Um, that and that's another thing too. Like there's this clique that people expect for you to want to be in. Like the clique of beautiful, you see the cliques of beautiful women all the time, and they expect you that to be like what you in. Like I have people questioning like my friends, like who I'm hanging around, people telling me not just like my peers, but also adults, like telling me I don't need to be hanging with certain people because I can get farther than them. Like, why are you hanging with these people? They could never do a lot of the things that you could do. And you know, especially as a kid, like adults telling me that all the time. I'm being pulled aside. They're telling me I shouldn't be hanging with certain girls because I have a future, I can go far, like not even really knowing what I'm good at, not even knowing my talents and stuff like that, but just basically going off of how I look. And like if you somebody who is easily influenced, you're gonna take that in. Cause I feel like adults uh monsters like that. Like they be in your ear. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. You need to stop hanging with this person. You need to stop hanging with that person. You need to hang with this person because you supposed to be in rooms like this. You don't hang with people like that.
Yeah, I've had something similar. Like I know quite a few times. Like I, mm, not saying I had like low self esteem, but I never thought like when I was younger, I had that mentality. Like I told you before, like it was like I was being told I'm better than these people,
Right,
while simultaneously I'm feeling like I'm not better than these people. So
right.
it was a big confusion. But
Before you go, check out my website at srgram.org and scroll all the way down to the bottom to fill out the subscription form to get updates, news, and book releases.